getting better and better under manager Roberto Zerbi, maybe, but this is 4 matches they've played under him, and they don't have any wins yet.
No, they don't, and it was touched on there by Feltman. He talks about the manager is very similar to Graham Potter. They wanted continuity. The players that they've got, Graham Potter obviously built that squad. If anything, I would say he's even more risk-reward. And, before he came to the club, he watched a lot of videos. Sanchez, we know the goalkeeper, he's very good on the ball with his distance, his longer distance passing, dunk as well. And he's actually created more trust with them and said, no, we want to play out more from the back. Now, the problem that you're going to have from that is that teams are going to start to adapt to that. Forest adapted to that to a certain extent, and they're going to want to counter Brighton. So De Zerbi, as much as he has his philosophy, his style, he will have to make tweaks along the way until he gets specific players in that he wants at the club.
And that's the last 2 points there is what I want to mention. He's got to find a way. His football is great, and there isn't a lot wrong here. This is great that a team like Brighton can dominate games and create some opportunities and play attractive football. That's really, really good. But of course, the final piece is scoring the goals, and that's what he's got to try to find a way. That's why he's been brought to the club. That's where he's got to use his coaching ability of how can we create something more? Do I play Trossard as a striker? And then January transfer window, get a striker. I mean, this is pretty obvious. Neil Maupay left the club to go to Everton, didn't really replace him. There's a couple of young players on the bench. Find a way, a new striker, and be a bit more creative in your attacking play.
If you're the manager at the moment then, because obviously we know managers go into a club with a philosophy, what do? Do you say, you know what, I'm just going to park that for a minute and play to the player's strengths, or do you just go, I'm going to play my way regardless? What do you do?
I'm going to try and figure out some attacking themes to help the team create better opportunities, Danny. Now, whether that might be developing play in wider areas, whatever it is, I'm going to try and find a way to be better. And that's what his job is, to do that. But also, I'm going to knock on my owner's door and say, can we have a new striker, please? Because nobody really at the club has got that ruthless finish. I mean, they created 3 or 4 chances that a proper Premier League finisher scores. I mean, Pascal Gross in the second half there, Danny, I mean, that's where you win 1-0. Thank you very much. 3 points. Didn't happen.
I mean, that's an important distinction, too, because 19 shots is one thing, but you think 3 or 4... quality looks.
Yeah, better. I mean, there's a stat that we have here, how many big chances. You can say shots. A shot can be from 20 yards, it's deflected or whatever. How many great chances they create? And I would say 2 or 3 that, come on, that's an expected goal you should score there. So, and that should be enough. That should be enough if you've got the right forwards to go in there. That's why I say Leandro Trossard, who's their best finisher, maybe shouldn't be as a wing-back. Get him up front and get him the opportunities to score.
I think the problem as a manager, you've got to be very careful. When you come in as a new manager, don't give mixed messages. You've got to have your plan, you've got to stick to it.
Yeah.
Well,